In this tutorial, we are going to look at building custom cabinetry. So we're going to go here to our cabinet tool, and we've got all of these options here. So let's just look what the cabinets themselves look like. This is our base cabinet, and these are as you have them set in the defaults. So this is what comes through with the basic default template. Your base cabinets, your upper cabinets, and your full height cabinets. That's what they look like as they come through in the defaults. But we can customize these down to pretty much every detail. So let's just start with a base cabinet. We're going to double click to open that up, and here this first tab are all of your basic settings. So you can set the height, width, and depth, and where it sits on the floor. If you're doing maybe a wall mounted cabinet or something like that, you can raise that up. You can turn on and off the countertop. You can turn on and off the backsplash. It can have an automatic backsplash attached to it. So if we show that, you can also set it to turn up on the sides as well if it's connected to a wall. And you can adjust the heights. You can turn on and off the toe kick and adjust the height and depth of the toe kick and tell it which sides you want it to go to. If we go here to the box construction, you can get into whether or not it's framed and frameless. You can tell it exactly what type of doors and drawers that you want it to have and adjust all of those sizings. And you can adjust the corner treatments here. So if those are going to be rounded or clipped, how you want those. Let's see what that looks like if we put it at like 2 inches. So that'll clip your edges or round your edges. So you can really customize the shape and size there. Here in the front, sides, and back is where we get into all of this detailing of the actual cabinet configuration. So I can select any of these items here and I can change them to something else. So there's a drawer, so I can use this drop down here and change it to anything that's here. So I could make that into an opening if I wanted to, or any of those options there, and I can change its height here. So if that's going to be a 10 inch, so if I just wanted a shelf, for example, then I could make that there. I can add separations and blank areas. So this could become a blank area. And if I select if I select any of them, I can also split them vertically or horizontally like that. And so I can add any kind of configurations that I want there. This can get really detailed however you want it to be. I can then go into this area and then I can delete things. I could just hit the delete key. So I could make cubbies. I could really make anything with that. And then I can also get into actually let's just cancel out of that so that it'll go back to our default. So we can go back in here and let's go back to the front, sides, backs. So if I wanted to get in here, I can select this area and I can go here and specify inside it how many shelves they're going to be. Right now it's set to automatic, but I can go to manual and I can tell it how many shelves and their sizes and distances there. Let's see, I can change the door here from left to right. I can make that into a, like I said, you can split them. You can change this to an appliance. You can tell it to show the doors open if you want to, and the drawers open. And you can tell it the percentage open here. So if you're doing full cabinet design and you want to show what's in there, or if you're doing a rendering and you want to show those open. So I'm going to show those closed and closed. And if we go here to the door and drawer tab, here's where you're going to choose your styles of what these items are. So under the default, there's some basics, slab or framed, or you can go into your library. And here under the core catalogs, it will take you straight there to all the door styles. These are all the door styles that come with the program. And there are also bonus catalogs that you can find as well. And you can also import your own if you have made one in SketchUp or gotten one from a manufacturer or however you've gotten one. But this is how you would change the door. So if I click OK, now that's going to change that door front for me. If I go back to the framed door, I can tell it to be a glass front. And so now that's a frame with a glass. I can change the door handle here. So there's some defaults here. It's got a knob. Knobs are the default. Let's see, there's a pull or a vertical pull. And then I can exactly place that where I want it to be. So I can adjust exactly where it is there. And then you can also go into the library and find all sorts of hardware, cabinet hardware. So there's lots in the basic core catalog that you can choose from. There's also a lot of bonus catalogs that you can choose from. Cabinet hardware. So lots of options there that you can choose from. And then here's where you'll choose your drawer style as well. So it could be a framed also. You could also go into the library and find one that coordinates to your door. And then your drawer handle. So right now it's still the knob. So these can be two different items. You can also, on your drawer, you can specify if you want it to have two. So sometimes that's a look that's happening right now, but we would want them not to be a 16th inch from an edge. So maybe they're 4 inches in from the edge. So we've got two knobs on there. So you can specify that as well, one or two. And you can specify its position. You can get into the accessories where you can add pilasters. So if you wanted to have decorative end pieces there, so we can go into the library under millwork and maybe choose some sort of newel post and add to the edges there. So let's go back to none with that. You can add feet. So I especially like using these for my islands. You can go under here to millwork and cabinet feet. And there's all sorts that you can choose from here. And this will replace your toe kick area. And there's more bonus catalogs for that also. You can add panels, or you can add an appliance that sits on top of it. You can go here to your moldings and adjust your moldings here. So this would be for like adding a crown molding to your upper cabinet. And then these are going to be your display options, what layer it goes onto, how does it look in your plan view. The default is to have this sort of gray fill color to it. These are all of your materials. You can get in and specify each different portion of your materials here. This is your how it's going to label. So if you suppress the label, that's going to turn that off. And you can specify a label if you want to call it something specific. These are all of the component information and details. And here is how it's going to show up when you do a schedule. So you can turn it off if you don't want this to include in your cabinet schedule, or you can get in and customize it a bit. So let's go out of this dialog box. Okay, let's look at adding appliances to our base cabinets. So if I just add another base cabinet here in my correct view, Let's just add a couple so that we can show a couple different things. So first of all, we're going to probably want to add sinks to our base cabinet. So all we have to do there is look for sink. So all sorts of sinks are going to come up, and so you can just grab one from the library, whichever one you want to use, and when you pull it over, it's going to snap here with that circle straight into the cabinet. So let's orbit around over here and see what that looks like. So that automatically cuts into the countertop and adds that sink in and changes that label to a sink base. So that's how we add a sink. And then to add your faucet, you just do the same thing, and it just will attach to the top there. It does not, the faucet will not become part of the cabinet though, like the sink does. It will still be a separate unit. All right, so the other thing we add all the time is a dishwasher. So we gonna have one of these in every project in a kitchen. So we can just pick a dishwasher, and then you have to be in floor plan view. So I'll just pick a dishwasher, and again, it's gonna snap to the center of that, and that will automatically convert that cabinet to a dishwasher cabinet, and it's gonna label it dishwasher for you. So it does that automatically. And so the other thing that I add all the time in my base cabinets is my microwave drawer. So I'm going to get that, and again, it's going to snap into it. However, it always does it like this. It's set to go to the bottom. So we just need to go into the dialog box for this one, and on our front side back tab, just move that appliance up to the top, and then move that separation up. Where does that sit? In between them. So appliance and separation, then door. And then of course you can customize that any other way you want. So there is the microwave drawer. Okay, so that's how you add sinks and appliances to your base cabinets. Let's look at this full height cabinet here. This is one that we will use a lot for creating pantries or chef pantries, and also this is what you're going to use for your wall ovens and any other wall appliances that you have. So really, it's really easy to convert this basically into an appliance cabinet. All you do is drop the appliance into it, really. So I'm just going to search the catalog for a wall oven. And so there's some pre-configured cabinets there, but I'm just going to use, let's use this one here. Let's go into our plan view and use this wall oven here. And you can see that when I hover over, it's going to snap into that. And it's telling me the cabinet's not large enough, so that's okay. So let's reconfigure that. Let's just make it bigger. And you can see when I made it bigger, it automatically made those into double doors, which is fine. But let's pull that over there. And now that recreated all of this area and made this into an appliance cabinet, and then reconfigured those doors to be above and below. And so I can adjust this now. If I want to, I can go in and I can choose that appliance. So now see, it's got an appliance level here, and I can tell that where it's sized and everything there. And it's locked because it's a set piece, but I can go in and make those adjustments. Let's see if I can tab select that. No, I can't select that, but I can go in and tell it how high where I want it to go by adjusting these areas. So if I wanted it to just be, see, it's 13 inches. If I just wanted it to be 12, so then that would move that up and down by adjusting that. And then I could make that into a drawer if I wanted to. Just a basic drawer on the bottom. And then I could go in and change those faces to whatever I wanted them to be. So that is how you would make that into an appliance cabinet. And then I can also, for my upper cabinets, I can change that upper molding. So let's go into this one. And let's go to the moldings. So this is the default molding that comes at the top of that cabinet, but I can go in and replace that with any of the moldings that I want. So I can make them match the room or make them to whatever the manufacturer spec is for my cabinets, whatever I'm using. So let me rotate there. And then let me go back to moldings, because in here also I can specify where that sits. So right now it's got a vertical offset of -1.5 inches, but if I made that 0, that's going to push that down so that the top edge of the crown is at the top edge of the box. So then I can adjust, I can go back in and adjust that. So if I wanted to sit up higher, so that crown is 2 3/16. So if I wanted to sit the bottom right at the top of the box, I could put that at 2 3/16. Did I type that right? Yes. Oh, what did I do? Oh, it has to be a minus because it's going up. There we go. So now that crown is sitting right at the top of the box. So you can get in there and specify that exactly how you want that to be. And then you can even add another one if you wanted to stack them. If you wanted to stack those crown moldings. So let's not do that right now. Okay. Oh, well, it did it anyway. So you can stack those crown moldings like that too. So if I wanted to do that, that added it down there. So I would maybe want to make that like -4 inches. -8 inches. So you can get in and specify those however you want those to be. So that looks kind of ridiculous, but that's okay. So let's delete both of those. And let's look at making this a different, let's replace this again with a different style. So I could also use a different kind of molding if I wanted that to just be a real contemporary straight line, like where it just looks like it's framed into the ceiling. I could do that with that. And it's a 3.5 inch. So I'm going to make that -3.5. No, not 305. -3. I can't type. 3.5. So that's going to sit right on top. You see it's sitting outside of that box a little bit. So I'm going to want to adjust that horizontal offset to the thickness of this. So it's 5/8 of an inch. 5/8. So that's pushing it out. So if I want it to push in, I do a negative. So now that crown mold is sitting right exactly stacked on top of that. And then I can make this adjustment however the distance between my box and my ceiling is. So then I can customize that to make it completely built in exactly how I want. So now let's look at creating a custom built-in like you might want to do for an entertainment center or in a bedroom or something like that. So the way that I would do that would be to, we could use our base cabinets, and we could use a couple of base cabinets. Let's go here and look at what those are looking like. And then I could flank it with a full height cabinet. And then I could get in and customize all of this. So I would want this to flip. So I would just flip that about its center. You have to hover just the right way if you're doing it in 3D. There we go. So then those two would open there, and maybe I want those to be both to be full height doors instead of double doors like that, or maybe I want those to be open shelves. So how about we make those open shelves? So I would go here to my front side back tab, and I would, let's see, if I delete that door, then it just gives me open shelves throughout. And then I can go and select the opening area there, that opening area, and I can specify the number of shelves there. So I don't want that many shelves. I just want 2 shelves. Oh, okay. And I can specify all the other things about it there. So, and then maybe I do actually want in that bottom, maybe that bottom, I want that to be, I do want that to be doors. So I'm going to change that to a, back to the left door, and I'm going to make that the countertop height, which are the lower cabinet height, so 24.5. And so now that's going to match my, my lower cabinet there. So let's go back and look at what that's looking like. All right, so now I've got upper shelves here. So this is a little taller than I want it to be. So I'm going to shift select both of those and go back in and make those adjustments. I'm going to lower this a little bit more. Right, so now it's looking more even with that. So let me add a wall behind here so that I can add some other details. So now that I have a wall, I can add a soffit here in between these 2 cabinets. And then I'm going to want to adjust its size and its height, and it's going to automatically match it to the wall, but I'm going to match it to my cabinets. And then I'm going to change its material to match my cabinet. And then I'm going to add a crown molding to it. That will match my cabinets. And then I will change the one on the cabinet to the one that I want. So let's just use this one, number 73. Oh, that one's too big. Yeah, that one's too big. Let's replace that one. Let's try that one. That one's still pretty big. But let's just go with that one. And then I can change it on these 2. Go to my moldings and replace that one. Oops, replace with 72. And then I can go in and adjust this soffit to whatever my architectural detailing style that I want it to be. And sometimes you need to get into elevation to look at some of this stuff. And then for the backer board here behind it, I can add, go back to my cabinets. Oops, wrong tab. I can go to my cabinets and I can use a custom backsplash and make that the same as the wood. There we go. And fit that in there. So you can see how I can really start to build a custom built-in look. And if I wanted this countertop to go all the way across, I could do that slightly differently. I could, instead of having a full cabinet height there, I could have another base. And then I could bring in a wall cabinet and make adjustments to that. I can pull that down to meet the top and then go into its customizing and delete its door and change its shelves also, and change its crown mold. Let's replace that with the 72. That's really too big for that, but we're going to use it for this example. If you're matching to your walls, then and you want it to all flow around, then you might need that one. But then that could be how you could add a shelving unit and continue your countertop all the way across. So we can also get in here on our cabinets and we can change the sides. So if you're building possibly an island, you can go in and change this side panel as well. So the side type, let's see, we want to go here to the front side back and choose which side you want to work on. So if we're working on, right now we're working on the front, so I would choose this left panel here, and then I could tell it, I have all of these options here. So I could call it paneled, and that you could see that added a panel to it. I can make it match the front. So then that puts a door and a drawer face on the front so that it matches. Or I could customize it. So that's how you can customize the sides of your cabinets. So this might not be the most beautiful built-in cabinet that you'll ever create, but that is the methods for how you can customize all of your different cabinetry to really make it however you want.